Hello everyone, and welcome to this edition of NASCAR's Lost Teams, No Fear Racing. No Fear Racing is a former single-car NASCAR Cup Series operation that competed from 2006 through 2008. The owners of the team were former Roush Racing crew chief Frankie Stoddard, and the owner of the No Fear brand, former race car driver and Craftsman Truck Series owner from 1995 through 1998, Mark Simo. Hence the reason they were able to use the No Fear branding. No Fear was a clothing brand created by Mark and his brother Brian Simo and Marty Motes. Boris Said was also a co-owner of the race team. Stoddard, using his connections at Roush, was able to work out a deal with a much larger team to prepare race cars for No Fear Racing. Said was able to secure a pit crew through Roush. Behind the wheel of the number 60, Sobe energy drink No Fear Forward. Boris Said made select starts for the team. Said and Simo are both from Carlsbad, California, so they had become friends long before this point, debuting at Sonoma in the summer of 2006, starting 5th, leading one lap and finishing 9th. The following week, the team showed up at Daytona, with road course ringer Boris Said still behind the wheel of the number 60 Ford, and shocked everyone, qualifying on the pole for the second time in his career, but this time on an oval. During his interview after winning the pole, Boris stated the No Fear Racing slogan was "Sell more cases so we can run more races," referring to selling cases of Sobe energy drink to fund more of their racing efforts. Not only did they rip off an incredible lap in qualifying, but they were competitive all race long, spending the last quarter or so of the event inside the top 10, even leading 9 of the final 12 laps of the race, losing the lead on the final restart with 3 laps remaining, finishing a very solid 4th place. A few races later, they qualified for the Brickyard 400 held at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the late summer, starting 43rd, and after a lap 19 accident, they finished 42nd. The following week, Boris Said and the No Fear Racing team went to the second and final road course race on the schedule in 2006 in the Cup Series, expecting a decent showing. Said qualified that number 60 Sobe energy drink No Fear Ford in a respectable 15th position, but on lap 34 he made contact with the number 90 Ford of Mark Goosens in the inner loop. Boris remained on the lead lap, but near the back of the pack, finishing 31st. Later in the 2006 season, in preparation for his rookie season in the Cup Series in 2007, David Reagan attempted 2 races late in the year at Texas and Homestead, missing the field both times. That following season, in 2007, No Fear Racing returned to the NASCAR Cup Series, making select starts once again. In their bid to qualify for the 2007 Daytona 500, Said that number 60 Ford team was fast in single-car qualifying, posting the 5th quickest time. Then in his Gatorade Dual qualifying race, Said started 3rd and finished 12th, allowing he and that number 60 team to start the 2007 Daytona 500 from the 23rd position, staying on the lead lap throughout the race, even though he would spin on lap 18. His race car suffered minimal, if any, damage, finishing the race on the lead lap in 14th. 8 races later in Talladega, they qualified 11th, led 1 lap during the 3rd caution of the race, and finished 1 lap down in 27th. No Fear Racing's next start came at Sonoma in the summer, site of the team's debut 1 year earlier. In qualifying, they were very quick, ending the session 4th on the rundown. Another rather solid run, finishing 9th. Just like the season prior, No Fear Racing intended on running the summer race at Daytona the next week, even though they were making their qualifying attempt and putting down a lap fast enough to challenge for the pole. The weather had other plans, though, as it would start to rain, therefore canceling qualifying due to inclement weather, leaving Boris Said and No Fear Racing on the outside looking in, as the team did not have enough owner points to get them a provisional ahead of other teams who needed one to get in the race that was higher in owner points. A few weeks later, the same thing happened again at Watkins Glen, again causing the team to miss the race. Later in the 2007 season at Talladega in the fall, that number 60 Sobe energy drink No Fear Ford was simply not fast enough to make the race, and what would end up being No Fear Racing's final season that they would actually make it to the racetrack, the number 60 Ford picked up some added sponsorship from 7-Eleven and Slurpee. During qualifying for the 2008 Daytona 500, Said was fast again in single-car qualifying, ending the session in 7th position, meaning he started 4th in his Gatorade dual qualifying race. Even though Boris remained on the lead lap, he finished 19th, meaning he DNQ'd for the 2008 Daytona 500, not making another attempt until Sonoma in the summer, where Said qualified 14th, but a shock issue ended his race early on lap 98, leaving the team to finish 41st. A couple weeks later at Daytona in the summer, Matt Borland became the new crew chief for the number 60 team. This ended up being No Fear Racing's final start in their short history in NASCAR, starting 7th, having an issue early causing him to lose a lap before getting the free pass on the second caution of the day, leading a couple laps during the 5th caution of the race before a lap 149 accident ended his race early, leaving them to finish 35th. A few weeks later at Watkins Glen, qualifying was rained out for the second straight season, causing them to miss the event altogether. Going into the 2009 NASCAR Cup Series season, No Fear Racing formed a partnership with John Carter Racing, called Carter Simo Racing. This to share owner points and other resources throughout the season, running Carter's Toyotas with Terry Labonte behind the wheel, and No Fear's Fords with Said behind the wheel, of a number 08 race car. Said attempted the 2009 Daytona 500 and ran the 2 road course races that season, with the best finish of 24th at Sonoma in the summer. Stoddard would purchase the remaining equipment to form Fastlane Racing, going into the 2011 NASCAR Cup Series season. From Latitude 43 Motorsports, the team where Stoddard was serving as crew chief in 2010. So, in 9 NASCAR Cup Series starts, No Fear Racing scored 1 pole, 0 wins, 1 top 5, and 3 top 10s, with the best owner's points finish of 50th in 2007. I want to thank the subscriber who requested this video, Tristan W98. Thanks for the request. I hope everyone enjoyed and learned something along the way. Take care, everyone.